Hello to all my Fox Hallow fam. I'm Dave and welcome to Baking with Fox Hallow Kitchen. Now, many episodes ago we had a viewer's choice show in which we made delicious cinnamon rolls and they were a big hit. Now today I'm going to introduce you to the cinnamon roll's sweet cousin, the Sticky Bun. Sticky buns are almost the same as cinnamon rolls, except the main difference is what goes on top. Sticky rolls are baked upside down in a greasy pool of brown sugar, honey, and pecans. And this makes a warm, nutty caramel coating. So if you're ready for some sticky fingers, then let's have some fun. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is, in the bowl of our stand mixer, I'm going to put some milk that's like 110 to 115 degrees in here. To that I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar, and we're just going to stir this until the sugar dissolves somewhat. It's going to take but a few seconds here. Then to our milk and sugar, I'm going to add 1 packet of dry yeast and just stir this until the yeast is mixed in with the milk. It takes a little longer for yeast to dissolve in milk than it does in water, so you'll have to give it a little extra time here. We're going to let the yeast sit in the milk and sugar for about 7 or 8 minutes while we start our other project here. And we'll just set this aside. While our yeast is foaming up here, we're going to take 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Just melted, we don't want it to be too hot here. One egg and 2 egg yolks. One teaspoon of vanilla. And another 1/4 cup of sugar. And we're just going to whip this together real quick. Okay, now that our yeast has developed a bit of a foam on top of it, we're going to pour our egg mixture into the yeast mixture. Put on our whisk attachment. And we're going to whisk this for a minute or so. Okay, once that has whisked together, we're going to take off our whisk attachment. And we're going to pour 4 cups of flour in here, about 2 cups at a time. We're not going to do it all at once. We're going to do about half. Put on our dough hook attachment. And just make this into a little bit of a slurry here. Once that's worked its way in, we're going to add the rest of our flour. And gently stir this with the dough hook until it becomes incorporated. And then turn it up and knead it for about 5 minutes once the dough comes together. Okay, our dough is looking good here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in a buttered bowl and let it rise for about 1.5 to 2 hours till it's doubled in size. While our dough is rising, I'm going to start our topping here. I have a stick of butter, and to that I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of honey. That's already measured here. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick this in the microwave and melt the both of them together. Then we're going to take our butter and honey mixture and pour it over the bottom of a 13x9 pan. I've already kind of buttered the bottom of this, but we're going to throw our butter and honey in here. And just spread it out so it goes everywhere. So it's all the way to the edges. Next, I'm going to take 3/4 cup of brown sugar and just sprinkle that all over the bottom. And over top of that, I'm going to spread a cup to a cup and a half of coarsely chopped pecans. Again, just get them nice and even here. And that's our topping. We're going to set this aside while we work on our other pieces. Okay, for our filling, we're going to take a half a cup of brown sugar. Get that out of there. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And we're just going to mix these together into a nice cinnamon sugar. Okay, and we're going to set that aside for the next step. Now that our dough has risen up, we're going to take this and pop it out onto a lightly floured surface. It just comes right out like that. And we're just going to spread this out into a rectangle that is 12 by 18 inches or thereabouts. This takes a little bit of work, but we're going to spread it out into a rectangle. Once we get ourselves a rectangle here, we're going to take 4 tablespoons of melted butter and just brush it all over. Go ahead and use all 4 ounces or 4 tablespoons. Just get it nice and slathered on there. Get our last little bit of butter on here. And then we're going to take our cinnamon sugar that we made earlier and sprinkle it all over the top of this. Break up any big pieces of the brown sugar that you have. Okay. Last thing we're going to do here is we're going to take the bottom of the long side and we're going to start rolling this up. Into a nice little tight roll. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of dental floss and just run it underneath here, about in the middle. Eyeball it pretty good here. And I'm going to cut this into 12 pieces using my dental floss. I'm just going to grab it and squeeze it just like that. It makes it nice that way. And that way I'm going to cut it into 12 even pieces. 4 first. And then each of the quarters I'll cut into thirds. The dental floss makes it nice. And then as I get these pieces cut, I'm going to place them in my pan that I've already prepared with the pecans. Alright, I'm going to take my pan then and we're going to throw this in the oven at 350 to 375 for about 30 minutes. Alright, now that these have cooled for about 5 minutes, I'm going to run a knife around the outside here. They seem to be coming loose from the pan pretty easily. Seem pretty gooey on the bottom too. And then I'm going to invert these really quick. And there you have it. And now for the best part, the taste test. I'm going to take a little bite out of the corner of this. Oh, those are so good warm out of the oven. You guys are going to love these. Wrapping up today, I want to thank you all for joining us and encourage you to check out our friends and support channels listed in the description below. But before I go, always remember, good times and good food on Baking with Fox Hallow Kitchen. We'll see you soon.
If you like this video or any of our other videos,
Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and stay tuned for future shows.